you would like to get things started for us, Brandon, go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, I prior to the game, we informed both Rule 5 picks that they have made the team and will be traveling with us to Boston. So excited to give the news to those two guys, and congratulations to both of them.
All right. First question is Dan Connolly.
And that's going to be a challenge, but obviously you like what those guys bring. How tough will it be, do you think, to be able to have those two guys and not be able to have any flexibility in sending them down?
Well, I think that's the challenge with any Rule 5 pick you have is, and we had Richie 2 years ago and Drew Jackson and Richie stuck and that was a nice prospect for us in our organization from a standpoint of we kept him all year. He did a really nice job. He missed last year, but feel good about having Richie in the organization. So hopefully that happens with both these guys as well. I really like both their stuff. They both have different weapons, and that Scaroller's more of a starter profile, 4-pitch mix. Hasn't pitched much at the upper levels, but we like the shape of his pitches. So he's going to go in the pen and be a long man for us. And then Tyler Wells has really pitched well in camp with an overpowering fastball at the top of the zone. Showed really good secondary stuff his last time out against New York, and really earned. We're talking to him this afternoon. That was kind of an over the hump moment for him, going to face some good middle of the order bats with the Yankees, and realizing that he can pitch against those guys and as fastball plays against them. So excited to add both those guys, and we'll see how it goes.
John, go ahead.
Brandon, is there anyone else that you've told is on the team? I know there's a few fringe guys left. Has anyone else gotten that news from you in the last couple of days?
The rest of our bullpen is still a little bit in question. So, with the new rules this year, also with 5 taxi squad guys, we're taking 5 extras on the road. So our bullpen is still a little bit in flux. There's a spot or 2 left there. And then I did tell Urias and Valleca that they're both traveling with us and will be on the club opening day.
Rich, go ahead.
Brandon, you're going to have to, if you keep these 2, since you're keeping these 2 Rule 5 guys, that means you're going to have to demote a guy who was with you last year, or 2 guys who were with you last year. How difficult is that going to be, even though they may end up being on the taxi squad?
Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. I thought our bullpen guys did a fairly nice job last year, and we're trying to create depth in our organization and depth at the upper levels. And just because you don't start on the team on April 1st doesn't mean that you're not going to be on the team on April 7th. Anything can happen. We're going to use a lot of players this year, a lot of pitchers. Hopefully not a ton of position players, but I see a lot of pitchers being used, and we're going to need depth in AAA. We're going to need all these guys that are on the roster.
All right. I think that is all we have for questions. Thank you, Brandon. We won't see you tomorrow, but we will see you Wednesday.
All right, great. Thank you.
First up is Rock Kabaka.
How much are you just looking forward to getting the season started now? After 6 weeks down there, are you eager to just have the games count now?
Oh, yeah. I think we accomplished everything that we needed to. I feel really good, just defensively, offensively. The main thing is my body feels really healthy, and I'm finally ready to play 162, so I'm really looking forward to getting that started.
Steve, you're up.
Austin, what do you think will be some of the strengths of the team? What will you need to rely on early in the year?
Yeah, our bullpen was really, really good last year, so I'm looking forward to seeing those guys continue to do what they did last year. And we got a lot of young starters this year that are going to come in and try to prove a point. And I've seen those guys have a lot of success at the minor league level, so I'm looking forward to them getting opportunities this year and showing people what they can do. And then offensively, I think we had a really good spring, so if we can just continue to do the things we were doing here, I think we're going to have a great year.
All right, I think that is all we have for questions. Thanks, Austin.
Thanks.
First up is Rich Dubroff.
Hey, Bruce, what was your self-evaluation of the performance today?
Obviously not too happy with it, but we still went in there with a goal in mind of some things to accomplish. Obviously, I got to do a better job with some 0-2 pitches. Besides that, it took a little bit to kind of get into rhythm today, as opposed to the other outings that I've had. I felt like once I got into it, though, in the end of the second through the fourth inning, I was really back into what I was doing well the past few outings, besides the solo shot to Adames, which he kind of just had my number today on 2 good pitches. But yeah, besides that first inning and last inning, I felt like I got back into rhythm and did all right. But obviously, I need to do a whole lot better job of getting ahead, because that was where I fell behind today. A lot of 2-0s, and obviously you just can't put yourself in that position in the big league. So just do a better job of getting back to what I was doing successful, which was going through the zone hard and working ahead and putting guys away.
Next is Steve Molesky.
Bruce, you touched on it a bit there, but is your response to a rough outing whenever they do come up to focus on something really hard in the sides coming up, or do you kind of flush it a little bit, realizing how well you had pitched all spring?
It varies, obviously. With this outing, it's more so putting it in the rear view because of all the success that I had before, plus moving forward to the regular season games. That's obviously just getting prepared for Boston next weekend, and kind of taking what I did wrong or what I didn't do so well, but also just doubling down on what I did do well this entire spring, and really focusing on taking that into next Sunday.
Nathan, go ahead.
Bruce, what does it mean to you to make this team's opening day rotation, and what was it like to tell your friends and family that news?
It was awesome. I mean, I had a feeling that I was going to make the roster. Obviously, being named the number 3 starter is a great honor, and I'm like just absolutely ecstatic about it, and really looking forward to going out there and competing with the guys for the regular season, and putting a winning ball club together. But it was definitely a special moment calling my family members and telling some of my friends, and some of them already booked flights up to Boston to come see me for that opening weekend, and then obviously looking forward to the opener in Baltimore. But it was definitely a nice culmination to a lot of hard work this offseason, and obviously coming into spring training and pitching well. So it means a lot, and I'm just looking forward to continuing into the regular season and pitching well.
Mark Viviano.
Hey, Bruce, you mentioned to me back at the start of spring training something revealing. I think that it's harder to stay there than it is to get there in terms of being in the major leagues. As you're now at this point to be on the opening day rotation, what's it going to take to stay in the big leagues?
Consistency. I know my stuff is good enough at this point to get guys out in the big leagues and to get it out, 2 or 3 times through the order. But it's all about consistency and staying healthy and doing the little things in between each start to get myself ready on every 5th day to be the best pitcher that I can be, and the best state of mind and the best physical ability. So really, I just think the key word is consistency and doing the things right between every 5th day. And then execution is obviously paramount, is going out there and getting the job done, and giving my team 6 quality innings every time I go out there.
All right,
good luck.
That's it for questions. Thanks so much.